Hey everyone, I figured I'd finally make another video about Temtem. It's been a minute since I've made a video. Well, actually, it's been a minute since I've made a video, but it's been a while since I've talked about this game. And I've really been meaning to. Back in like December, my previous video, I had like maybe 5 or 10 hours in the game. But since then, I've put in maybe another 60 hours into the game. And the crazy thing is, I still haven't beaten it. But the whole time I've been playing it, I keep coming back to one thought. I keep thinking the same thing. That Temtem is what Pokemon needs to be. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Pokemon. I have put in hundreds of hours into everyone that I've played. And I even took the time to catch all 898 Pokemon to ever exist. Right? So, I put in the time, and I even went ahead and bought some Pokemon cards, and I still play Pokemon Go. So I am committed to the Pokemon franchise. Like they have me by unspecified body part. That being said, though, I really think that Temtem is better. Temtem is unique, it's refreshing, and one of the best things it does is that it embraces its Pokemon roots. I mean, I haven't personally played the other Pokemon alternatives, but from the sounds of them, they seem like they try to keep themselves distant, or at least try to have like a unique spin-off off of it. Temtem doesn't really do that. It just simply takes what Pokemon has, and it just improves upon most of the bad qualities of the game. This way, Temtem, I think, feels way more inviting and familiar to a Pokemon fan. It legitimately just feels like a Pokemon game, and you don't have to rewire your brain too much to get adjusted to it. This is a good thing, by the way. If you're trying to get access to the same player base as the largest entertainment franchise in the world, a franchise that has earned $90 billion over the last 20 years, you want to maintain a level of familiarity. Then, of course, the next step is to distance yourself enough so that you seem like your own distinct title. For the most part, aside from the actual visual differences such as the cleaner and cuter art style and the 4K 60 FPS rendering, Temtem does this by improving upon the mechanics the Pokemon games have. Everything in Temtem just feels faster. Like, the flow of user interaction just feels like a breeze to get through. Gone are the days to have to read a line of dialogue that takes 6 years to show up on the screen just to do anything. All player interactions are instant, and some of them have even been removed to streamline the process. Like good user experience design. Stuff like surfing, climbing, and rope jumping is instant. Healing your Tems from the Temporium doesn't require listening to Nurse Joy. If your Temtem is burnt or poisoned, there is no dialogue telling you when they get hurt every round. There is a little animation after every round and their health bar goes down. When a Temtem levels up and learns a new move, you just teach it to them. You don't have to go through lines of confirmation where it eventually asks you for your parents' permission so you can teach your Squirtle water gun over tackle or some shit like that. There are other things though. Breeding has received an overhaul. Your Temtem now has fertility and can only churn out a limited amount of babies. No more a sex slave ditto. When you go to breed to Temtem, it shows you what the baby will be and what the range of his stats will be. Well, once the breeding is done, they get put back into the machine automatically, and even the egg goes into the PC automatically if you don't have enough space. So yeah, you don't have to go back and forth between the PC and the breeder and empty your egg space or anything. It just happens. Also, you can change your Temtem's movesets whenever you want. You may not like the Temtem designs, but at least they're smarter than Pokemon. This actually has a pretty big impact on battles. So like for example, if you have a water electric Temtem like my Nesla over here, you can change its moves to be all electric for one battle and then all water for another. Speaking of battles are way tougher now, and I'm not necessarily sure if this is better, but I guess in terms of strategizing and the target audience for Temtem, I would say it is. Temtem is clearly designed for the returning users of the Pokemon franchise. a group that the Game Freak CEO himself said he ignores. So, you people who have played Pokemon and are looking for a challenge and at least something different, well, this is your game. The double battle system completely changes the whole game. Now it's always about counters, and the counters for the right counters. Even a Temtem like 10 levels below your Temtem can do a ton of damage if your Temtem is weak to that move. Many trainers, especially in the dojos, will run Temtems that counter the counter for their main Temtem. Like in the second region, you will come across a fire dojo, but these guys will run nature, grass, Temtem as well. So while your water Temtem can do serious damage on their fire Temtem, their nature Temtem can do the same to your water Temtem. It's difficult, but there's plenty of ways around this, and once you start getting into the game, you'll start to understand how to take care of these scenarios. If things keep going poorly though, there's always a backup. It's called co-op. You can pretty much co-op the entire game, I believe, with another person. Or at least you can do major battles. The only caveat here is that you both will use your first 3 Temtem in the party in a co-op battle, so if you have an EXP share on a Temtem that isn't in your first 3, then it doesn't get the XP. An endgame player helped me save so much grinding to beat this one late game dojo. And I'm telling you, guys, dojos are not a joke in this game. They will wreck you. The Temtem that they have are anywhere from like 10 to 20 levels above where you would be normally in the story. And there's ways to beat them without having to grind, but good lord. I don't know how other people did it, but the way I play games, it certainly wasn't to my playstyle, so I went ahead, asked for some help. And honestly, co-op was a lot of fun actually, I won't lie. And I look forward to doing it again in future battles and, raids and dungeons, etc. Look guys, I'm not saying Pokemon is bad, but it is definitely in need for some sort of an improvement. I will even say that some of the stuff that I said is already in Pokemon. And, for example, like how quickly you can surf, right? And I'm sure Legends Arceus and future titles will incorporate them. But the thing is, Temtem already has this stuff. It's already there. And you can say that Pokemon is a kid's game to maybe excuse the lack of improvement over time, but it is a $60 title. I don't see why we can't criticize a fully priced game. The only person who gets robbed here in that case is you. And speaking of 60, I think it's due time, and I mean due time, that Pokemon moves away from 2 games per launch. It doesn't seem like Arceus Legends or whatever will have multiple games, and it should remain this way going forward. It is absolutely ridiculous that if you want to get every single Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield without trading for it, you have to drop 180 pristine United States dollars on the franchise. Obviously, trading is a part of the game, but the matter of the fact is, we do have to move on from the formula. I do recommend trying out Temtem. I bought it as a way to play a mindless game that will run me through the next Pokemon release, but honestly, it's done more than serve its purpose. In my journey, I've even caught 2 Lumas, and also Luma hunting is a little bit more streamlined in comparison to shiny hunting, because alongside the same radar and egg method, or similar radar and egg method, they now feature 2 Lumas every 2 weeks in Park, which is the Safari zone of the game, and with boosted odds. So like the odds aren't that high, they're around like 0.02% to 0.03%, as in 1 in like 2250 or something like that, as opposed to Pokemon, which can go as low as like 1 in like 500 or something. But all you have to do is kind of run around in the patch of grass. It's boring as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Luma hunting can get really boring, but I think I'd rather just mindlessly run around in grass than have to sit through like 5 million egg hatching animations. If you are interested in trying out Temtem, it is currently $40 on the PS5 and on Steam. Xbox and the Switch will get it when the game officially launches out of early access. Like I said, it is worth checking out. It's a refreshing take on the genre, but not at all unfamiliar from what a lot of us are used to, and I love it for that. I love it. I love the fact that it's not trying to be different. It is essentially what Stardew Valley is to the Harvest Moon franchise, except not nearly as successful as Stardew Valley was in comparison to its predecessing franchise or whatever. Just about everybody who I've talked to who has played it has loved it. So maybe it might be time to take off those nostalgia goggles and try something new. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.